Well, hello all. Alright, a little reprieve from the smoke. Just a few minutes. The smoke keeps coming back as I'm walking, and then it goes away again. This has been the practice for the last week. Hell on earth here in California. As you can see, we've been dealing with a lot of smoke. The kind of smoke that's black and sooty, where you've had lots of roofs burning, and tar burning, that type of thing. But we're not here to talk about that today. While we're taking a little break from the exhaustive masks wearing, and because you have to have the smoke mask, then you have to have the COVID mask on top of that. Lord, what are we turning ourselves into? I'm going to talk about a different subject this time because this has become news and it's becoming more and more the norm. Australia euthanizes 400,000 turkeys, chickens, and emus to stem the spread of bird flu. That includes 2,000 baby emus, It turns out that avian flu was discovered at an emu farm in China. The meat we get and eat is a pandemic risk. You know, that's why I keep bringing this up, because giving ourselves excuses of why we should continue to eat meat when it's so detrimental to our health. Diseases associated with eating meat: E. coli, BSE, or mad cow disease, trichinosis, pork. BSE is lamb and mullet. E. coli is poultry. So it's becoming more and more clear that we humans are not designed to eat meat because we can't deal with the diseases that come from it. We don't seem to have any kind of immunity to it because humans haven't been eating meat for very long. I think there's a homeless person somewhere nearby. But because of overpopulation, human overpopulation, we can no longer afford to eat meat, dairy, or anything else that's on the high end of resource use, because the resources that they use are now starting to dwindle away. So we must stop eating meat so we can stop killing off our planet. By the way, it's very foggy, drippy, with this brown, dripping gunk. It's absolutely brown. Our first rains are going to be just awful. Oh God. So human populations have increased from 3 billion to 7 billion in just 50 years. That's absolutely astounding. Deforestation for palm oil and growing meat is becoming such a serious threat to our remaining forest that we must do something immediately, or we will lose the remaining forest. Remember, palm oil product is what we want to avoid. Or if you got to use it, make sure it's sustainable in a good practice way and isn't just devastating forests to take it over to put palm trees for palm oil. So it's really good to get out. I've noticed that a lot of the YouTubers aren't doing many videos anymore. I think people are just becoming so disheartened by what's happening here in the US. We're becoming very depressed by what we're seeing and how Trump keeps pushing for civil war with the US. And the reason he's pushing it is because that's what Putin wants. And of course we know that Trump gets all his orders from Putin. So I appreciate all the ups, the downs, the new subscribers. Off I go. Back under the mask. Fogged up glasses. And whose fault is this? I have to say, I think it's the orange man for not doing his part in trying to curb the spread of the virus here in the US. Him and his thugs. God, what is next? What is next? Something will come up before I even get this video up. I appreciate the ups, downs, new subscribers, and until next time. So, as I'm walking along, I see this. Yeah, we know what that is, don't we? Let's have a closer look, shall we? Looks like a cat box. You take a cat in someplace. Well, the door is open, and right down here, there's the remains of an animal. When you dump a domesticated animal out in the wild, it just becomes food for something. Some horrible death, being torn apart, ripped apart, and end up down there on the path because you didn't want to take it to the Humane Society or make sure that you had a good home for it. You just threw it out here and let it defend itself. Humans, we have so far to go.